Welcome, everyone. It's so nice to have you all for this session. We are here live, Cardio Miracle in collaboration with Moms for America, and we are just so excited to have you on. My name is Cara Jackson. I'm a physician assistant and a registered dietitian in the past as well, and so we are very excited about what we're going to be talking about today because it's right up our alley.
And I'm Dr. Avery Jackson. I'm a board-certified neurosurgeon, and I'm the chief medical advisor for Cardio Miracle. And there's a lot to talk about as it relates to families. And we have an amazing special guest with us, Kimberly Fletcher. She's the founder and president and CEO for Moms of America, with over 20 years of experience in grassroots activism. Kimberly has grown Moms for America into a powerful platform building grassroots networks across the country. She has made it her personal mission to educate and inspire the women of America to realize their immeasurable worth and powerful influence in our country and culture simply by being who they are. Welcome, Kimberly. It's just a pleasure to have you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. It's great to be here, and what a great subject to talk about.
Absolutely. Yes, we're going to be focusing on the hidden hero for a healthy motherhood. And obviously, you are well acquainted with this, and we have lots that we could say, but we know that there have been some questions that moms that you've talked to about Cardio Miracle that that have come to us that we wanted to go over. But if there's anything that you wanted to share before we start talking about those questions that moms out there have, then we'd be happy to hear from you.
Yeah, well, first we have to talk about the elephant in the room, and that is the fact that moms don't take care of themselves. It's like moms care about their children and their health and their families, but we don't take care of ourselves, and not enough. But we want to be healthy. We're just too busy with schedules and all the things happening in our lives, taking care of kids and dinner and diapers and daycare and jobs and whatever else it
Amen.
is. That it's like, okay, we'll get to that. But the fact is, we do all of those things better if we take care of our health. And Cardio Miracle is one of those things that is a simple way, just by taking a really great drink twice a day before when you get up and you go to bed, or anytime during the day. That's when I do it. That can help keep you going all day long, give you more energy, help you to be more effective in everything that you do. But that's the elephant. We have to deal with that. And then there's the big question, because when I tell people about Cardio Miracle, like, what is it? And I'm like, well, it's magic bubbles, and I don't really know how it works. I just know it does. So everybody at your team, you understand, you're medical professionals. You're like, nitric oxide. I'm like, yeah. So what are the magic bubbles, and what does it actually do?
Yeah, right. And I'll jump in right there. So it's a great way to put it, seriously. So it's basically a superfood that has nitric oxide in it as well, and it's in powder form. And the reason it's in a powder form that you can put in water or orange juice or a shake is because it provides more of the concentration of superfood that we need. It turns out that most of us aren't getting the minerals and the vitamins that we really need, and the fruits that we need, and especially not in the right quantities. Because once we have the building blocks of nutrition, then our immune system and our endocrine system and the rest of our body really will do what it's supposed to do in terms of reparative mechanisms and health and wellness, including our vasculature. One of the things that people don't realize is that the reason that a lot of organs don't work well, our brains, we can have brain fog, especially after COVID. We can have issues with vitamin D. It's because we're not getting blood flow to the organs that we need to. And to that note, the vitamin D3 that's in Cardio Miracle is really unique because it's bioavailable, which means it actually is usable in usable form for every organ in your body. And that's a big, big deal. Turns out that vitamin D3 is directly connected to how the immune system works and the natural killer cells. And I'll just tell you, the natural killer cells, which is part of our T lymphocyte cells in our bodies, in our immune system, actually has two functions. It kills viruses and cancer. That's right. So if your natural killer cells are not working, the chances of you developing cancer is greater. But the opposite is true, that when you're doing things to support your immune system and you're taking something like Cardio Miracle, which again is a superfood, it will actually support that natural killer cell function and especially the vitamin D. And the vitamin D is great for bones as well as for the immune system. And so it's a healthy beverage that you can take several times. It's won a bunch of different awards for formula. It's scientifically validated. And if we have some time, I'll just show you that in just a second. But it supports your immune system, as I mentioned. It's really, it's been really great. It replaces about 80% of supplements that we found. And for my wife and I, Cara, we'll take it twice a day. And then if we're inflamed, if I'm running and I tweak my knee or my ankle, then I'll double up or triple up on the dosage because the nitric oxide in it is actually one of the most potent anti-inflammatory agents. And you know what's really cool is that the nitric oxide is something that we actually secrete naturally in our blood vessels. And God says, the Word of God says that laughter is good medicine. That's actually true because when you laugh, you actually secrete nitric oxide from the cell lining the wall in all your blood vessels. So this takes it to another level because the studies have shown that the nitric oxide, when you take this, is sustained for more than 20 hours. That nitric oxide helps to repair blood vessel walls. It helps with blood pressure. It helps with a whole host of issues that we're facing. And again, why? It's not a medicine, but it's a superfood giving us the building blocks that we need so that our bodies can do what it needs to do to keep us healthy and strong and going long for all those hours. And so hats off to the moms out there because without moms, there wouldn't be dads, there wouldn't be anybody else.
You better believe it.
You better believe it. So this is a real gift.
I love that you talk about the fact that it's a superfood because there's so many drugs out there and tons of supplements. And every time, moms, everybody wants moms. We are the biggest voting bloc. We are the most coveted consumers. Everybody wants to get a hold of mom's pocketbooks. And so we're flooded all the time. Yeah. And one of the main issues that moms are concerned about, even though we ignore it too often, when we start to hunt on Facebook and other social media platforms and something comes across that says, this is going to do this for your health, or this is going to help this will help you lose weight, or this will help your skin look better. We're always clicking on it. And I can't tell you how many things I've tried. I can't be the only mom out there who's done this. But I mean, I click just about every single one of them, and it really is clickbait. It's exactly what it is. And so when you use it and then it's a complete epic fail and you're so frustrated, and so something else comes along and you're just like rolling your eyes going, yeah, here's another one. Yes. But every once in a while, you get really lucky and you find one that actually works. So what I find exceptionally great about Cardio Miracle is it is not a drug. It is really not a supplement. It is an aid to what your body already does and fills in the gaps for what's missing when you're not taking care of yourself and not even realizing it. The food that we consume, the air that we breathe, the dirt that we walk on, I mean, everything has some kind of chemical balance or sometimes imbalance that's affecting our bodies. Yeah. And so our body is either having to make up for it or it's lacking in whatever that thing is. So Cardio Miracle fills that gap and your body is able to function the way it's supposed to. Our bodies are amazing. They are made to take care of all kinds of illnesses. They are made to run and not be weary and walk and not be faint. They are made to do that. But as moms, we're tired. We're exhausted. We get to 2 o'clock in the afternoon and we're like, okay, I just need a nap. Yes. And the Cardio Miracle, so I'm just going to say what it's done for me because everything that you're saying scientifically is powerful and it helps us understand why. And I want to know more of the why, but I'm going to tell you some of the things that it's done for me so you can explain, because of the magic bubbles, why it is that they do that. So when I started taking Cardio Miracle, I was on a coast to coast tour, 16 cities in, I think it was 25 days. and it was zigzagging across the country. It was literally planes, trains, and automobiles, and sometimes running to get to the plane. And it was late nights, early mornings, a lot of traveling. And the only reason I even found out about Cardio Miracles because I was on this tour and I was talking to the wife of the founder. And somehow it came up, how exhausting this is and everything. She's like, I know if it weren't for Cardio Miracle, I don't know how we could keep up. And I'm like, what's Cardio Miracle? And when you have a mom-to-mom message, here's the powerful thing. When a mom tells another mom or a woman tells another woman, whether it's shoes or designer wear, whatever it is, it's like, what? Where do you get that? Then it's like an instant validation. If it worked for her, then it's worth trying because it might work for me. And that's the only reason why I heard about it. It's the only reason why I tried it. But it is the most powerful endorsement of a product. So when she was telling me what it was doing for her, I said, okay, I'll try it. So I started taking it on the tour. Within probably about 5 days, I realized, when you have an ache and pain and it's like always there. And then one day you go, wait, where did that go? That's the first thing I noticed because my hips and my back were like exhausted and always achy. I was having a hard time sleeping. And one day I realized, hey, I don't ache. And then I started to realize I'm sleeping better. And as the next like probably 5 or 6 weeks went along, I have diabetes. I went in for my annual test about 5-6 weeks after I started taking Cardio Miracle, and my blood sugar levels were down. The only thing I did different was Cardio Miracle. This is going to be TMI, but I have multiple urinary tract infections. That is completely cleared up. I had trouble with consistent bowel movements because I have no gallbladder, and that is I don't have that anymore. But I will tell you, there is a side effect to Cardio Miracle besides feeling great. When you forget to take it, your body tells you. And you've got to make sure. So like you said, when you're, and if you get sick, I have doubled up. I'm just saying everybody in my family got sick about 3 weeks ago, except me. So that's either selfish because I'm not sharing Cardio Miracle or smart because I'm taking it. So, if I have an ache or a pain, I'm like, first thing is, did I take my Cardio Miracle today? If I didn't sleep well at night, I'm like, shoot, I forgot to take it before I went to bed. Whatever it is, your body is getting used to this because it's filling in the gaps of what your body already does and provides what you need for your body to be able to continue doing it. So that's what it did for me. Now, you can explain the science behind why it does that for me.
No, but I'll tell you, that is just a fantastic testimonial because for me, when I looked at the ingredients, that's what really got me because just like you were saying, you look on the internet and you see, oh, this is the thing that will, I don't know, have you drop pounds. This is the thing that's going to help you sleep better. This is the thing that's going to give you more energy.
And you're a registered dietitian.
And a registered dietitian, yeah. So, I'm a little more acutely aware of there's not really going to be the thing because just as you said, we are fearfully and wonderfully made and we are extremely complex. There are so many enzymatic reactions, chemical reactions that our body does on a regular basis that we don't think about. We don't have to think about it because the Lord made us that way. But we need all those different chemicals that make up those enzymes. And part of that is a multiple complex list of vitamins and minerals. And when you were talking about your joint pain, and the amount of natural inflammatory, anti-inflammatories that are in there is phenomenal. When I saw, there's lion's mane in there, there's quercetin in there, there's NAC in there, there's turmeric, all these things that you might take individually at maybe a different amount, but all of those things working together and how well they're absorbed, that's what is the beautiful thing about Cardio Miracle in it being kind of a whole supplement. Because when I saw too, the almost like a B complex in and of itself that you're taking, the amount of B12 that's in there and the vitamin D that's in there. And then when I'm seeing selenium and zinc and all these things that I would be taking individual supplements of and trying to get everything, together, I saw I could really cut out the vast majority of the supplements that I take. And that's what got me, is because this is a whole food.
Yeah,
It's a superfood. God bless you.
And,
And I know you don't have a cold.
it's right. And for less than a serving, for less than the cost of a cup of coffee or tea or soft drink,
Yeah.
or an energy drink, I mean, you can get, amazing energy. It has beets in it as well.
Yeah.
So you don't get the crash, when you're stressed out, which has been huge. I use it before and after workouts too, by the way. And it's been, my endurance went through the roof.
Yeah.
So, okay, right there. There are two things I want to bring up based on what the two of you have said. One is liquid. I learned this about 5 years ago, that the best way and the fastest way to get your body what it needs in any kind of supplement is liquid form. And so it's going directly to where it needs to go when it needs to go there. And the second side of that is I travel a lot. So it comes in two different forms. You can get it in a bag of powder that I put in my little canister and when I'm at home. But it has the sticks, you guys call them, little packets. And so I have them in my purse at all times because I never know where I'm going to be. So when it comes to, people talking about weight loss or whatever, I'm going to tell you, stop thinking weight loss, start thinking healthy weight, healthy body.
Yes.
Because when I'm feel like I need something sugary, or like you said, doctor, after a workout, or like when you go out and walk, and when the older you get, the more you're going to feel it after you walk. So you can take it after you exercise. You take it before you exercise. You're going to get a better workout.
Yes.
But also, when you have that craving, this is something actually that John, the founder's daughter, mentioned to me, and I started to realize that's true. And now I'm using it as kind of a weight health, if you will, weight maintaining supplement. And that is, when I have a sugar craving, I go and grab Cardio Miracle, and I drink Cardio Miracle, and
So
suddenly it's like,
wise.
I'm good. I didn't need
Oh,
that.
absolutely.
And I was afraid at first because, and you guys would understand why this works so well. I'd really like to understand why it doesn't affect my diabetes. And because it is full of natural sugars, but it doesn't have any sugar in it. So it's like, okay, but when I go to the dietitian and they're like, okay, you can only have so many blueberries or so many, strawberries, it's actually helping my diabetes. So either the dietitian is lacking in knowledge, or there's something really spectacular about this product, or both, that it does not increase your desire for sugar. It actually curbs it, and it doesn't hurt your insulin levels. It actually helps them. Why does it do that?
So, right, and by the way, I just want to show, so the sticks that you're talking about are like these.
Yes.
So this
Yes.
it comes in this packet, and you get these sticks, and we keep these with us everywhere. I mean, I line all my pockets with them, and it's just, it's a big deal. Well, one of the things if I wanted to mention, when you mentioned about that, about the diabetes, is I'm just going to I'm going to go right to this one screen so you guys can see this real quickly. And there are a couple of papers, and anyone can go to Cardio Miracle, and you can kind of see this, the cardiomiracle.com /studies. And several of these studies, as you can see, have been great. Like we talked about the vitamin D as well, and what that's done. But there's a study that you can check out that has right here to the left, and you just click on that, and it talks about diabetes and why it's been so amazing. And so it does a couple of things. The first of which is, and I'm just going to get back off of this. I'll stop sharing, but I just want to show you all that. So you
Yeah,
can
and
go
that's
to those.
right on the website.
Yeah.
That's what I really like
Yeah,
about
it's right on the website.
that they have it right there for you. So
Yeah.
it's
To answer your question specifically about the diabetes is, so because of the formulation, and what's in it, it actually has a low glycemic index. So it doesn't bump your sugars, but it also does something that's really fascinating that's called autophagy, right? So, and that is any of the extra proteins that are lying around in your blood, and especially after some people who were vaxxed or who have the protein in their blood, autophagy will actually begin to destroy those proteins. So this encourages that. And when it encourages that, it changes from the hypothalamus part of your brain where your satiety center is. It changes your desire to eat more because it satisfies, a lot of the nutritional needs that we have. And so that's been one really huge piece. It's been fascinating. And we're actually beginning another study. So there are 4 studies that you see. But another study looking at the average person who has the average stressors and walking them through this prospective study and to see all the changes that we anticipate from a pre-study that we did, looking at the vitamin D levels that went through the roof on people, the fact that it encouraged them to drink more water, because that's a huge issue right there.
That is a big one. I forgot about that one.
Right?
A lot of people don't like to drink water. And we didn't even talk about the taste of this, because I've had several moms say, well, what does it taste like? Because when you say healthier, especially the guys, like, well, what does it taste like? It's actually really good. In fact, you start to desire it. And so if you're somebody who really likes soft drinks or Gatorade or any of those things, you will have no interest in that anymore. You're going to want to go to Cardio Miracle because it is fulfilling, it tastes great, and it makes you feel good. So you just like your body says, I need that. So I want to tell you this thing because my husband and I have been married for 40 years, and we have been planning for several years. We have been planning the trip of a lifetime to all these historic locations in Europe that I wanted to see. And so for the month of June, basically for 5 weeks, we visited, get this, 14 countries in 5 weeks. Now, it was all in Europe, so it's kind of like visiting America, states in America. But still, it was, talk about planes, trains, and automobiles. It was planes, trains, automobiles, funiculars, trams, a lot of foot walking, bicycles. I mean, you name it. It was a ton of walking. Now, I want you to think and imagine for a minute, like if you were going across the United States in 5 weeks and you were visiting all 50 states. I mean, it's kind of the equivalent of what we did. And I have to tell you, I had so much energy the whole entire time. And the first thing, I don't do well with the change in time zones when you have, jet lag kind of thing. So when we first went over, I went to Belgium earlier in the year, and I didn't, like a dum-dum, didn't even take my Cardio Miracle with me. And I was like, it took me forever. We were only there for 9 days, and finally on day 8, I was adjusted. Wow. And so when we went over this time, I'm like, I got to do this right so I can enjoy the time that I'm there. And I went over, and we slept on the plane over, and I got up and I went. And we spent the whole entire time just enjoying ourselves. And there was, it was really rainy and cold the first probably week that we were there. I didn't get sick. My bones weren't aching. And anybody who has achy joints, when it's rainy and then there's a chill in the air, because your body's telling you. And so just to be safe, I doubled up on Cardio Miracle through the whole entire trip. And I felt like the Energizer Bunny. It was like I got to enjoy thoroughly the whole entire trip. And then we came home, and I did have major jet lag issue when I got home, and I was having trouble sleeping. I'm not even kidding. About the 3rd day, I realized I'm not taking my Cardio Miracle at night. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm so busy, I forget. And so it's like probably the 4th day I got home, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to double up on my Cardio Miracle at night just to make sure. Slept like a baby. So
I'm telling you,
works.
Yes. And what's so fantastic about that is, just like we were talking about those single nutrient things that people will take and try to be the thing, like magnesium for sleep, that, people will start to increase their dosing on the magnesium with that hope that, okay, eventually it's going to help me with sleep. But when you are getting everything your body needs and it's absorbed well, So you, with taking that, the Cardio Miracle at night again, there's not the same, if you look at dosing on, tablets compared to what you would see in Cardio Miracle, some people will get a little concerned, like, well, wait a minute, it doesn't have the 400 milligrams of magnesium that I'm
You
used to.
don't need it.
Amen, sister. So that is just
We are
perfect.
over supplementing and over drugging ourselves. So my husband makes fun of me all the time because I have there are a couple supplements that I still take. So what Cardio Miracle did is I take Eucora for the urinary tract infections, and it worked pretty well. But it's like Cardio Miracle accentuates what you are taking, so it works
Good way
even
of putting
better
it.
now. And so, I take, things like that. But most of the supplements off the board. Everybody was like, "Why? How can we get your business back?" I'm like, "You can't." Anyway, so so I was able to push all those aside. But for like years, I have these pill bottles, and it's full of supplements. And I'm sitting there taking them, and my husband's shaking his head, going, "You're some kind of radioactive something. You don't even know what those things do." And that is the truth. People think because it's natural, it's okay to combine. And it's not. You have no idea what you're combining. And I was taking things that were counteracting other things. And so when I wipe those out, you're saving money. You're not having to take a
Yes.
bunch of pills, and you
Yes.
have a liquid, easily, quickly absorbed. I know you guys call it a supplement. I call it a bodybuilder, because it's adding
Yeah.
to it's adding to what your body already does.
Yes.
It's really giving your body that boost to help it do what it already does. And I know
Yes.
that's probably what people call supplements, but I keep thinking of supplements as all those pills I used to take that I don't take anymore. So so I've replaced them. And so I'm sorry to all those companies that I have been feeding for all these years. I'm not coming back. I am sticking with Cardio Miracle, because and the other thing that I noticed, and you guys, we haven't touched on this yet. This is something moms love to talk about, and that is that I look good. So
That's right.
it was probably about 3 weeks after I started taking Cardio Miracle, and people were like, "Oh my gosh, your face looks so good. What are you doing?" I'm like, "I don't know. I think I'm using the same makeup." I'm trying to think of all the things I did, and I'm like, another side effect of Cardio Miracle. The side effects of Cardio Miracle are pretty dang awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I know I have to say, my family has a youthful, everybody on my mom's side of the family has a youthful face. It's just been a thing we've been blessed with. What we don't have is a vibrant, full, healthy looking face. And so people,
Yes.
and I'm on the media all the time. I'm doing public appearances. And people are like, "Oh my gosh, what are you doing?" So literally, I have two things that are like, aside from the fact being a walking commercial for Cardio Miracle, when they ask me, I'm like, "It's Cardio Miracle, check it out." But then I'll be in a restaurant or something, and I'm like, I remember, where was I? I think I was I think we were in France, and I pulled out my Cardio Miracle, and I'm opening it. And this woman seeing me pour it in, and she's like, "What is that?" I'm like, "Oh, let me tell you." So it's like a conversation starter. But I'm so excited about this product. And when moms get excited about something, when women get excited about something, they want to tell other women. And that's the reason why this is so important to me. I
Yes.
feel like I would be doing a disservice to the female human race if I did
Yes.
not tell you
Yes.
this is something that will work. And please, 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 please take care of you.
Yes.
Take the Cardio Miracle. It tastes great. It makes you feel good. It makes you look
Yes.
good. You're not losing
Yes.
anything, and you can get
Yes.
rid of all the stuff that isn't working. And then, if you have an opportunity to help bless your family with it, great. Your kids, okay, I'm not saying that your kids couldn't benefit from it. I'm just saying they already have everything they need. They haven't eroded yet. But when you start having children and you start running around, you need to have that stuff filled back. Would you like to keep up with your kids? Cardio Miracle. Would you like to get past that 2 o'clock? I've got to just go to bedtime. Cardio Miracle.
Yes.
Would you like to be able to sleep well, feel well, and look well? Cardio Miracle. I know it sounds crazy, but it really is named right. This is a miracle.
Amen.
Amen.
Wow, that I couldn't have said it better. That is for sure. And every time when you're talking about your family, and I'm thinking of my own family, I am the youngest of 7 children. So my 72-year-old brother had a heart attack at Christmas. And that was, for my whole family, it was Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Everybody gets a bag and don't
Cardio
stop
miracle.
it. And my other brother with high blood pressure, he said, I really think it's helping my blood pressure. I am off of my blood pressure medication. I'm like,
Yeah, because the
amen.
nitric oxide does
You
it.
got
Dilates
it.
the blood vessels. It actually makes the red blood cells and platelets more flexible. It's so good for blood flow that we've seen that when people take it, it actually helps libido. So it helps vaginal
I
moisture.
probably should talk about that. I have, I can't even say names, but I have an elderly family member who came to me and said, it's making me feel good in a lot of areas, but I can't take this anymore. And I said, why? And she goes, because I'm very feeling sexually active. I'm like, oh. I didn't realize that was a side effect. she's an
flow.
older widow, and she's like, I think I'm just gonna pass. It's all right. But she gave it to my daughter-in-law. She's like, I can't take this anymore, so I'm gonna give it to you. But when you talk about the blood flow and everything, my daughter-in-law has rheumatoid arthritis. And I went to her and I said, baby, I'm gonna give you 1 month supply. Just give it a month, okay? Because they were like, let's try this drug, let's try that drug. The drug that they had
yes.
her on was making her feel sick, so they're saying, let's try
Yeah.
this one. She's got 2 little kids. She's a nurse. I mean, she needs help. So I said, baby, just give it 30 days, just 30 days, and let me know what you think. Well, she is hooked. And it was about 2 weeks in, she's like, you have any more of that? And so
Oh, that is so wonderful
I
that
now
she-
provide her, and she's not having any arthritis
Oh,
problems.
that's awesome.
awesome.
That's awesome. You're giving your body what it needs and the added anti-inflammatory effect that she's getting from it. It's just that her body was craving that. That's great. So yes, you continue to be her dealer.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, that's going to be my new name. I'm a promoter. I'm loving the product. I'm using it. Now I'm going to deal the product.
You need some.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting though. There have been studies even looking at blood flow and libido and ED in men, and it's shown that with that extra blood flow, it really makes a difference.
Yes.
It's about blood flow, but it's just natural. I mean,
Yes.
you're taking some, just great vegetables and fruits in the right formulation. I mean, it's amazing. It's the finest formulation in the world.
Yeah.
And the studies show it. And so we're so happy and proud as clinicians to be able to promote this. And for once, instead of pushing all these pharmaceuticals, we can actually give people to say, look, this is a superfood. Your kids can take it. It doesn't really matter what your condition is. You can take it because it's like eating a bowl of broccoli, a bowl of spinach, a bowl of strawberries. I mean, it's gentle, but yet it's in the
And when
exact-
you list the side effects, on TV when they have the commercials and it's like, it's saying all the side effects, I'm like, I will clearly tell you the side effects because they're awesome.
That's right.
So there's, we would do a complete injustice if we didn't mention the fact, because you said it's amazing we even found this. John, the founder of this company and this incredible product, isn't even a medical professional. And he said when he was showing it to medical professionals, and maybe you were one of them, they were like, where did you come up with this? And he's like, well, it's common sense. And they're like, no, it's really not. So it's kind of, that's a miracle in and of itself. The man was dying from heart disease.
Yes.
And what was that, 15 years ago? And
Right.
the guy's still going. He's all over the country. He's perfectly healthy. And, talk about a dealer and a pusher. He is the best person to go out there and say, listen, you need this. But that's the love and the passion and commitment behind it. This isn't about selling a product for him.
Right.
This is about
Exactly
helping
right.
change the lives of people that shouldn't be suffering.
That's
And that's why I said I would be doing a disservice to the female human race if I didn't tell you from stand on the mountaintops and say, ladies, you're missing something. Let me help you. And that's what he's doing. And the fact that he I don't even know how he came up with this, but what a gift it is to all
Yeah,
of
A
us
download from
that he did.
God. That is what he says every time. It
that's
was a
right.
download from God. Yep.
And Malinsky, who won the Nobel Peace Prize for nitric oxide, tested his formula and said, "You can't be this smart." I mean, he said, because right, because it was so amazing. If you, the other products out there have never really even tested a byproduct, which can be a real problem. And for this, when it was tested, the nitric oxide is so well couched within the formulation that the peroxynitrate, which can be a negative side effect in terms of metabolite, is almost at zero.
Yeah.
So it's,
Wow.
again, scientifically, it's so good as a superfood,
Yeah.
plus the nitric oxide, that it stands head and shoulders above any of the competition. And we're seeing this in people who have had brain fog after COVID, that they're, becoming clearer. We're seeing this in people who've had post-traumatic stress disorder. There's a paper out there on that and Cardio Miracle. I mean, it's, so again, why, if we, just like you said, Kim, if there's something that you can do or suggest that's going to help people and why would you hold back? Right? It's not hurting anybody. It's helping them. Like, what's the problem? Right? So,
Yeah. And when
We
we
got
were
to spread
talking,
the word, spread the word, spread the love.
that's
That's what
right.
I'm saying.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Yeah. Because when we were talking about blood flow, and this has been mentioned before, what sold us was we had a patient in her 80s that we were seeing, and she had this ulcer, this sore on her foot that she had been going to a wound care clinic for 2 years with, and it just wouldn't heal. And so that was when we were just starting to learn about Cardio Miracle, and we suggested it, just try it and see. Well, by her 3rd month into it, that sore on her foot that would not heal was down to a pinhole size. And that was literally the only thing that changed. And so for us, that was it.
That was it.
That was it. Like, if it can work in this 85-year-old woman, that's all we need to know.
right. And it supports the science that helps with the ingredients for Alzheimer's and all kinds of different dementias and neurologic disorders. So me being a brain surgeon, I mean, I just jumped in and said, wow, I can actually help people naturally. I don't have to do surgery on you. And I don't have to give you some pharmacologic agent that's going to cause all these other problems. I mean, so it was like a game changer for us. And so we're so glad that we did. And
I
we,
just say give it 30 days. I mean, you guys tried it out with your patients and you saw the results. I've tried it myself. And like I told my daughter-in-law, just give it 30 days. I'm begging you.
Yes.
Just give it 30 days. And then thank me later.
That's right. That's right. And the subscription form that it comes in too, it's really nice. When you buy the 180 serving, for instance, then it makes the cost go down, and you have it, and so that's an important thing that we encourage people to.
Well, and recently it's been approved for FSA and HSA.
That's right.
Insurance plans. So yeah, so it can be covered if your insurance plan has that benefit to it. I just think that's fantastic. And they're also working VA. It's been approved VA insurance as well. So
I'm wondering then if TRICARE has approved it, because my husband is a veteran and we're on TRICARE, and that would be an extra
check
plus
it out.
because
Wouldn't that be cool?
mine would be covered and I'll just pay for everybody else's in the family.
exactly. Oh,
So
absolutely.
check that out
into
for me.
it.
I would
Yeah.
love
Yes,
to know.
We will.
Absolutely, will do, because it's something that is, as we mentioned before, the fact that it replaces the vast majority of supplements that someone is on makes all the difference in the world, because
And
when
cost,
we
too.
added it up, right, just in cost, I thought if I was taking these supplements individually, as many of them we already had been, it would be an additional $200 to $300 more a month than what we're paying for Cardio Miracle. So
You're
investment
saving the
wise,
insurance
forget it.
companies too. This is brilliant. So I know people, just putting that out there. So I think this is something that we need to start really pushing and promoting. Let me know if it's in TRICARE, because if it's not, that's going to be something Moms for America is going to take on. And I
Okay.
think, as a very health conscious group of mamas, we have a lot of Maha mamas in our group. I think it is time for us to mobilize behind something that's going to help our health and get it put on these insurance companies so that it can be covered, at least in part, to help us
Yes.
because it's saving the money. And if we
Yes.
can show them, you guys have all the documentation to say, listen, you're going to be saving a bunch of money on your company by doing this.
Yes.
I think that's a brilliant move. And also, I would think this is just me. I haven't tried this out. You guys are the doctors and the dietitians, so you would know. But I'm just thinking that the earlier you start it, the better off you're going to be. So if you're in perfect health and you're 19, 20, 21 years old, start taking it. My
Yes.
husband has bone spurs and all kinds of stuff from what he did beating his body on the basketball court and everything else he did for 20 years. And now he's like, I could still whoop him on the court. It just takes me a lot longer to recover. But I'm thinking, start when you think you don't need it because
Yes.
that's going to help you when you do.
Exactly.
That's exactly right.
Exactly.
Because you have the building blocks, the nutrition that you need to support your body's ability to stay young and rejuvenated.
Yes.
And the other thing that's interesting in terms of sleep, it's kind of like you have more energy, but you're more relaxed. And I kind of think about it like when you're really
Calm.
stressed out and you have massage, calm, and after massage, it's like you're really cool and mellow, but you have like all this extra energy. And that's what it does for me.
And I think because the vitamin D, because it's so bioavailable, I mean, it acts as a hormone in our bodies. And because it's so well absorbed, I think that's what helps to make that difference for us with kind of that calming and the immune system effects. Because well, the B12, I've already mentioned the amount that's in there and the bioavailability that can help for a lot of neurologic processes in our body. So that's definitely one of the keys for sure.
That's right.
And my kids, when you were talking about, start taking it when you don't need it, my kids are in their early 30s and I'm like, take it now and don't stop. Because my daughter, I don't know if it's sometimes a women thing when you're always kind of giving out and more of a caregiver. You aren't caring for yourself. And when she got some blood work done, her vitamin D was in the toilet, and her B12, and it's like you start on this
You
today.
need both of those really badly as a woman.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's actually a study looking at all people who were Alzheimer's caregivers, and they compared the inflammatory markers in their blood to those who weren't, but were the same age, and found that those who were caregivers had a 6-time increase in the inflammatory markers because of the stress of taking care of their loved ones, right? And so this is so important, right? So being able to increase blood flow, having that nitric oxide do what it does as far as the, repairing the lining of the blood vessels and decreasing the blood pressure and just changing the dynamics of your blood is so amazing, and yet it's so natural. So again, why don't we hear this more? Right? I mean, we really should in terms of what we're seeing and what the literature and the research shows. So we're so excited to be able to be a part of this, the Cardio Miracle community and be able to get the word out and to kids, to moms, right? Dads, to like everybody. So it's like, we need to do more, to tell people about it because it's a wonderful.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. I am thrilled to be a part of the Cardio Miracle community, and getting the word out is the most important thing. When I reach somebody and I tell them about it, they believe me, not because, yes, I'm a woman. I'm also the president of a national organization. If I lie to you, you know how to find me. But they will. They're like, okay, we'll try it. The first thing they do is they look at the cost, and we talked about that earlier. Like, well, what are you already spending money on? And I'm like, okay, well, you don't need that, you don't need that, you don't need that. So when I tell them, I say, unless it's something you like absolutely have to have, stop doing everything for a week. Just do Cardio Miracle, and then decide what you need to put back in. So don't add it to what you're already doing. just stop everything you're doing. And then you're going to see how much money you're going to save, how many pills you don't have to take, how many
That's right.
supplements you're saving yourself, and how many drugs you can avoid. And my dad's pill box was full of chemicals. And I thought, oh my gosh, how do we stop this? But now even in the health community, it's full of supplements. So,
Yes.
so the first thing you're thinking is, how can I afford it? And I'm like, oh, you already can. Let me save you some money.
Right.
And so that's the first thing I tell them. But stop taking everything that you already are taking, unless it's something you absolutely have to have. Give it 7 days. And I think the trial packet is, you can do it for, I think you get 15 days or 14 days or something in the trial
Yes,
packet.
yes, I think it's a 2 week.
Yeah, so do 2 weeks. So do 2 weeks and then decide, what do you want to add? What do you want to keep? But you'll realize how much money you're saving, because you're already spending that money, and you're going to spend it on your health too. And it's not just about the money you're spending. It's the time that you're spending to repair yourself. It's the time that you're spending in the doctor's office. It's the time that you're spending exhausted. I cannot even tell you time, money, resources that you're all going to be in a better position if you just give it those 14 days and realize, mom to mom, person to person. Trust me, you'll thank me later.
And I think that's probably one of the biggest challenges for moms now is when you were talking about everything, all the stressors that are put on them. It's a fatigue. Like, there is just a general fatigue that I think that a lot of women have, because
And
they
a mental health crisis. Can we address
That's right.
that?
Yes.
Because
That's right.
moms are depressed. The whole world is trying to tell us that we're not important, that you need to go out and do something of value. And even when we are, it's never good enough. And the reason why, and I'll just say this because I'm on my thumping post for Moms for America, those who want to destroy everything that is great about this country, the world, and freedom itself, they know that what they need is our children, because they're not going to convince adults to do crazy things. They're not going to convince adults that we need to live a drugged life. They're not going to. They can convince our children, and so they're after our children. Who stands in the way? We do. So everything that they're trying to do is to make us too tired to care, make us too distracted to focus, make us too disinterested to want to be involved, and make us feel like we're too inadequate to stand up and do it. So let me empower you, moms out there, and help you realize this is your empowerment. You have the ability to be healthy. You have the ability to be strong. You have the ability to do all of the things the world is telling you you cannot do. So the mental breakdown is coming because they are specifically attacking mothers, because they want our children. So stand up, wield your sword, and say,
That's right.
thou shalt not pass. I'm going to protect my youngins. You're not coming here. And give yourself the health and the fortitude to be able to stand up and live the life that God has planned for you, because there is so much more to you than you could possibly imagine. And the world knows it. That's why they're trying to silence you. And Cardio Miracle can help you through those. It truly does. There's another thing that my daughter-in-law suffers from, and that is a feeling of extreme inadequacy, anxiety, and depression. She is so much calmer. She used to freak out every time, like, my son skinned his knee. Oh my gosh, the world is over. And now she's like, oh, honey, come here. You're fine. Let me. I'm like, who was that?
Praise
So
the Lord.
the calm, the word that just keeps coming to me is calm.
That's right.
I have an enormous amount of stress a lot of times that come my way leading a national organization, and I will see it, and it's like when you go under an overpass and you're driving down the road and you're in this wicked storm, and the rain is just pouring. You can hardly see anything around you, and then you come under the underpass and all of a sudden it stops and you're like, oh, I'm going to stay here. It's the calm in the storm.
Yes.
Everything is still out there, but you're looking at it from the outside in going, okay, I can deal with this. And it is one of those things that it does, because of the endorphins, because of the way that it is distributed into your body. It is, I mean, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a dietitian. I'm just a mom who knows how grateful Sorry, I'm just gonna get a little bit emotional, but how grateful I am that I was even able to find this product because it has really made a major difference in my life. And I want to bless every mom out there, every woman out there, and say, hey, it's gonna bless your life. Just try it.
Well, we're going to give you the honorary doctorate of common sense.
That's right.
That we give to
I'll
people
take
that know what they're talking about. And when you mentioned yes, great, one more
Good.
time.
And
If
for
you
people
could.
who want to join up and to order, you can go
Yes.
right here at cardiomiracle.com.
Absolutely.
And there's a QR code as well. You can support at cardiomiracle.com.
And when
And-
you mentioned about moms wielding their sword, the
Sword of the
greatest
Spirit.
sword that we have is the sword of the Spirit. Wait,
Let's pray.
Let's close out. Absolutely.
Right here.
Thank you, Heavenly Father, that you have created this place for moms, Lord. We have a special place in your heart, and we know it. And Father, for every mom out there, I pray that they would see themselves as you see them, as the apple of your eye, that their identity is in you, not in what they do out in the world, but who they are in you. And we speak peace over them, peace over every heart and mind. In Jesus' name, amen.
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 Hey, well, so wonderful to talk to you, Kim. Thanks for
Absolutely.
taking the time. We
Yeah.
Thank
appreciate you very much.
Now I gotta go take my magic bubbles. I'll see you guys.